Hi, my name is Erin Costa, and today I will be talking about the 6 historical milestones leading to the modern diet, and particularly its effect on pregnant women. Human beings have this innate wisdom to know subconsciously what's best for our bodies to survive and thrive. The first human diet was extremely diverse and nutrient dense because we were literally foraging for our food off of the land and the animals on that land. Our biological nutritional needs have not changed much, but the way in which we receive them have. And these are the 6 milestones that have contributed to that. Firstly, we have the agricultural revolution. And this is when hunters and gatherers and foragers started to colonize. And because of this, they wanted all of their crops and their livestock right there and easily accessible. And there was a lot of benefit to that because then everything was right there. But because it was in one specific spot, you saw a decline in nutrient dense soil, the amount of nutrients that were in the animal proteins and the crops. You also saw an accelerated loss of bone density over the lack of nutrients and an elevated spread of infectious diseases because of such a contained area. And interestingly, this revolution took place independently in at least 5 other areas in the world. And if you think about it, a pregnant mom needs as much nutrient dense foods as she can have in order to feed herself and the baby. Second, we have the introduction of refined sugar. And sugar used to be a luxury that only the wealthy could afford. But as it became cheaper to produce, sugar consumption went from a few pounds per year per person to 150 to 200 pounds per year per person. And refined sugar consumed in large quantities has a really harmful effect on the human health. And if you think about a mom eating a lot of sugar, not only is it damaging for her body, but she's directly feeding that addiction to her unborn child. Thirdly, we have the Industrial Revolution, and this is when these big cities started having factories built to create jobs. And a lot of people started moving to the city for these jobs and leaving their food that they had been raising on their own and starting to purchase food, which created the need for more processed food because they didn't want it to spoil during transportation. The number of people increased, creating a higher demand for food. And you also saw a new introduction of toxins and chemicals into the environment. So as a pregnant woman, not only are you eating more processed foods, you have a more sedentary lifestyle, but you're also more exposed to these toxins and chemicals and exposing your baby to that. Fourth, we have the rise of big food. And these are when these big food conglomerates like Kellogg and Post and Coca-Cola came to be known. And some of their intentions may have started out to make quality product, but it was soon overshadowed by profit. They used the hyper palatable combo of fat, sugar, and salt to hook in their consumers, especially children who were particularly marketed to. The chemical revolution really was kind of started by World War II because all of the soldiers were all over the map and needing all of these nutrient dense foods. So they created new process techniques to make food last longer and lighter. And these chemically processed foods like margarine were marketed and encouraged for civilians to eat. So while our troops were eating really good foods, our moms at home were eating the chemically produced foods like margarine. Sixth, we have the digital revolution, which really showed a decline in physical activity and spending time outdoors. Also, it had a negative effect on posture, and posture coupled with movement has a direct impact on our digestive system. And a pregnant woman already has a slowness in her digestive system due to hormones. So you match that or put that together with the posture and lack of movement, and you really have some issues. Additionally, blue light exposure does affect quality of sleep. So all of these 6 milestones really had a major impact on our innate wisdom to choose foods that were really good for our bodies to thrive. And it really took away from a nutrient dense diet. And I think by reading labels, knowing your sources from where you get your foods, and really trying to cook with the whole food can get us back to the first human diet days.